Snowy snuck out of the fence, came shooting with me. Say hey, Snowy. Snowy. So I came out here, the light was supposedly gonna be pretty good tonight, and I was just kind of scrambling through this hillside that my friends have in Haiti, in Gressier, Haiti. And I came out here and I was trying to get like some telephoto shots, photographing the golden hour light kind of coming through the mountains and hitting some of them. I wanted some of them to be really illuminated with that golden hour like glow and that light, and then have some in the shadow and kind of work with some contrast in the light. And I thought it'd be really good today because there's a storm coming up and we might have some really dramatic clouds behind it, but it's not really working out that great today. So I thought it might be a great opportunity to answer one of the questions that I got in the comment section. And always, if you have questions, feel free to ask those in the comment section below. And that question was, should I get a drone for landscape photography, or is a drone worth it in landscape photography, worth the investment of buying that piece of equipment to get some landscape shots as well? Like, do you use that much? And I wanted to take this opportunity to really talk about that and talk about drone landscape photography, because I absolutely think it's worth it to invest in a drone. And I wanted to take tonight's opportunity with kind of like the boring light to really show you that. Like today, we have unfortunately a wall all around us, and it really inhibits us from really getting a good composition. We may have one or two shots tops right here. Like we could turn and shoot this way into the mountains and kind of photograph back this way, or we could turn around and photograph this way into the mountains and shoot back this way. And really those are the only two compositions that we can creatively get here because of the limitations that we have. Drones allow you to get way back up into different compositions and into different scenarios. And if you're anything like me in landscape photography, you may have consistently found yourself asking or saying, if only I could get 2 feet this way, but I can't because there's a cliff there. Or if only I could see just above this rock in my foreground and this shot would be a perfect shot. Drones give you the ability to do that and give you the ability to go out and shoot these different locations more creatively and really come away with more shots than you would have with just a telephoto or something like that. So to prove this, what I wanted to do is show you these two shots that I just described, and then take the drone out and fly around and see how many more shots we can get with a drone in just one location. So I'm just gonna take my camera out and start shooting here on the two shots that we just talked about that we could get from this location. So I'm just gonna set my camera up to 1/100th of a second, ISO 100, f8, and I'm just gonna shoot away at these mountains. There's one shot. There's another shot. And maybe we can get one more here, a portrait instead of a landscape view. So 3 shots total from this location. Not bad, the light's not great, but we can see what we can work with once we get the drone in the air. My dogs hate the drone. Okay, so now that the drone is airborne, I want to go over a few features with you so that you know the exact things that you need to look for whenever you get a drone for landscape photography. Just a couple settings that you need to go through. Number one, photo, you want to go to the photo option. Image size, you always want to be in the 4:3 ratio instead of a 16:9. A 16:9 is really just a cropped down version of the 4:3, so the 4:3 gives you a better image resolution than the 16:9. Image formatting, you always want to be in RAW. That's going to give you the most opportunity to edit your images. I'm running through these really quick because the storm's approaching fast. I don't want my drone to get blown out of the air. White balance, I always stay on sunny. That way I can adjust it in post-processing later. And then style, you can choose your own style and create custom styles as well. I just keep mine on none. So let's fly the drone around. The footage looks pretty sweet too. But the storm's coming in fast. I better get the drone in or the wind's gonna blow it away. I keep getting these warnings on my drone for high velocity winds. So I'm just gonna bring it back real quick and then we can go through these images later in my office. 1 second. Just beating the rain. Just beat the rain, the drone is wet. The rain is not letting up. I'm gonna make a run for it. My camera's not weatherproof. Right, so note to self, storms in Haiti approach really, really quickly. And then right after they finish, it gets really hot. So I'm sweating profusely right now, if you can't tell by my shirt. But let's get into these photos because I really want to show you how to combine these on the computer so that you can get more resolution in your photographs. So I just want to take you over to the computer screen right now. Okay, so while we were there, we had the chance to get 4 different compositions that we just flew around in the time that we had before the rain actually started. And I would just want to pick the best one that I think that has a lot of contrast. I think it's this photo number 5 and 6 here that we have. So all I'm going to do is select both of those. And then I'm just going to right click and go to Photo Merge and Panorama. And Lightroom's gonna combine these for us in just a really quick, simple process. I like to do for these perspective because it gives it just a little bit more realistic look of when we were actually there. So we have a really nice composition here of something that we never could have gotten standing where we were. We were like way off over here to the right. And with this, we were able to get a pretty cool foreground, like a road leading into the mountains. And then you have the mountains with some sunlight on them. And then this really impressive shelf cloud of the storm approaching. So I can just hit merge and Lightroom's gonna merge that for us so that we can see this photograph for what it actually is with a blend together. And just to show you, here's the complete merge, and we can like zoom in on this and there's just tons of details. So even though my DJI Mavic Pro, which is linked below in the video description, has a much smaller sensor than my camera actually has, it actually produces really high quality photographs as long as you stay around 100 ISO with the drone. You get really high quality photos. Without it, with going over 100 ISO, your photographs are gonna get pretty grainy, but really happy with how this one came out. I really like this leading line road going back into the mountains, but let's just tweak this really quick and I'll show you the finished product. So here are just a few of the images that we got while we were out there just in this one location. And look, we kind of got skunked out by the wind and rain that came in and weren't really able to fly the drone directly through the storm because I wanted to save that piece of equipment and not get it ruined. But I've been out to this location before and I've shot even more compositions in this area. So totaling something like 6 to 7 shots that we can get in one location just using the drone. Getting different perspectives and compositions on things is definitely a benefit. And there are several different drones that you can definitely invest in. I use the DJI Mavic Pro again, but you can get like the DJI Phantom 4, 3, 2. I mean, if you don't want to pay a huge amount, get one of the older models or get one of the models that's used on Amazon. I'll link all those below in the video description. But you can definitely impact your landscape photography for the better if you have the amount of money to invest in equipment like a drone. Just getting up in the air, like I said, how many times do you wish you could get 2 to 3 feet, just a little bit extra to get that perfect composition and not have to settle for something with your own 2 feet on the ground. Now, realistically, how much do you actually use the drone? Honestly, I take mine out about 50% of the time I go out into the field, maybe slightly less, 40 to 50%, but the ability to not hope that you get the right composition, but knowing that you can take the drone out, get a little bit different perspective, even if it is just a couple feet above where you actually are standing, and get out over a fence or get the right composition or the right foreground, or even getting a bird's eye view of something really helps your photography and really takes your creative photography skills to a new level using those perspectives and compositions that you can get. I definitely recommend getting a drone if you can invest in it. If you like this video, if you found it useful at all, hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions on landscape photography, I really want to help you out with those rather than you scrolling through a bunch of videos on YouTube trying to find the right one. So if you have any specific questions for landscape photography, comment below with those questions and I'll get to those either in the comment section or I'll use the questions to make a new video in the field whenever the conditions definitely aren't like worthy of a proper vlog. I'll use those questions and answer those in the field so you can see exactly how to do everything that you want to do. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that we can learn landscape photography together and really benefit and improve photography overall as a community.